Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Nanice, and this is your astrology reading for the new moon in Sagittarius, which is happening on Thursday, November 24th at 12:57 a.m. Cairo, Egypt time. So I'm recording this just hours before this new moon, and a new moon is a time of a new beginning. It is symbolic of a new start that's going to color the next lunar month. So for the next 28 days, we're going to have a Sagittarius new moon flavored month. And happy birthday to all the Sagittarians out there. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Please like, please comment, please share with your friends, because all these actions help to support my channel to grow. So thank you so much for helping me out. So a new moon in Sagittarius. This new moon is especially significant because we just came out of eclipse season, and the last month has been pretty intense for many of us, and this is closing that intense chapter. And I really love this new moon because it feels so positive and it feels so hopeful, and that's what Sagittarius is about. Sagittarius is about optimism. It's about the lighting of the candle in the darkness. It's about the hopes and dreams and vision for the future. It's enthusiasm. It's belief. So this new moon has all these qualities to it, and it's especially amplified because Jupiter, the ruling planet of Sagittarius, is in a very strong part of the sky. It is in Pisces, its ruling sign, so it's strong in Pisces, and it's stationed. And whenever a planet is stationed, it really the powers of that planet is like really, it's like you turn the volume up. It's really present. So I get a really good feeling about this new moon. I feel very positive about it and enthusiastic about it. And the first contact that the moon makes immediately after this new moon is it connects with Venus. And although Venus is combust, which means it's very close to the sun, it is a newly reborn Venus. It's a Venus that speaks of newly found values, newly found self-worth, newfound pleasures and joy. So it's like, and then it immediately contacts Mercury as well. So it's like we want to express these newfound pleasures and this newfound optimism, this the sweetness that we found recently. We want to experience that. We want to communicate that. So I feel very positive about this upcoming lunar month. So that's all I have for the collective portion of this reading. And please stay tuned, because at the very end, I'm going to pull a tarot card. I have not done this in ages. So for this new moon, I do want to pull a card out. So for Aries, this new moon is happening in your 9th house of God, higher education, beliefs, far, like distant travels, foreign people, foreign things, foreign places, mysticism, spirituality, law, politics, and religion. So it's like your beliefs. So there's a new beginning, a new seed being planted, having to do with what you believe in. For Taurus, this new moon is happening in your 8th house of obligations. You owing something to someone, someone owing something to you. It doesn't necessarily have to mean it's a material thing. It could just be a sense of obligation, of you owing. It's also the house of death, transformation, taxes, and loans and debts. So there's going to be a new beginning having to do with those topics. For Gemini, this new moon is happening in a particularly powerful part of the chart for you. It's happening in your 7th house of partnerships, one-on-one relationships, your spouse, your client, any one-on-one. And so there's going to be a new beginning. I have a feeling it's going to be a very positive beginning having to do with any one-on-one relationships for Gemini risings. For Cancer rising, this new moon is happening in your 6th house of selfless service, hard work, toil, labor, workers and employees, and small pets. So there's going to be a new beginning having to do with those topics. For Leo, this new moon is happening in your 5th house of pleasure, hobbies, recreation, the arts. anything and everything that you find sweet and pleasurable in life, as well as children and creativity. So there's a new beginning, a very positive one, having to do with those topics. For Virgo, this new moon is happening in your in the most private part of the chart for you. It's happening in a very powerful part of the sky. It's in the house, the fourth house, which is a part that represents your foundations. It's your home, family, property, land, your ancestry, and parents. So there's going to be a new beginning having to do surrounding those topics during this new moon. For Libra, this new moon is happening in your third house of siblings, extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. It's also the part of the chart that represents short distance trips. It's also represents reading, writing, teaching, communicating, journaling. So there's going to be a new start having to do with one or more of those topics. For Scorpio, this new moon is happening in your second house of personal possessions, money, like movable personal possessions, money, income, and your sense of self-worth and your time and skill set. So I feel there's going to be a very positive development having to do with those topics to be expected over the next 28 days, especially after a really tough eclipse season that you Scorpios have just had. Maybe you're feeling a sense of rebirth and renewal and a newfound sense of self-worth at this time. For Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in a very powerful part of the sky for you. It's happening in your first house, which is most personal to you. It has to do with your body, your health, your vitality, your appearance, your life direction, and it's just a sense of self in general and where you're headed to. So for Sagittarians, it's going to be a new beginning, a new direction, a positive one based on renewed faith and optimism, and a very positive the 28 days, I believe, for Sagittarius risings. For Capricorn, this new moon is happening in the 12th house of secrets, hidden enemies, how you're your own worst enemy, so sabotaging yourself. It's also the house of monasteries, retreats, hospitals, prisons, feeling isolated, feeling things have gone out of your hands. However, because it's such a positive new moon, I have a feeling like those slightly like a little bit more scary subjects will be like subdued, and it's going to be more about sense of ego loss and dissolving the ego through acts of service or acts of service based on your beliefs or based on feeling generous, things like that for Capricorn risings. For Aquarius, this new moon is happening in your 11th house of friends, social groups, allies, benefactors, hopes and dreams and wishes for the future. I feel for Aquarians, it's going to be a very positive time since the ruling planet of this new moon, Jupiter, is the ruler of the 11th house, is in such a strong position. I have a feeling Aquarians as well have had quite a tough 2 years, at least. So this is a very welcomed wind of change that's going to push you towards renewed faith and optimism. For Pisces, this new moon is happening in your 10th house. It's happening in a powerful part of the sky for you. The 10th house is a house of career, social standing, your reputation, how you're seen in the public eye. If you don't have a career, it could be that you're a stay-at-home caregiver, stay-at-home parent. But it's how you spend your days and what you are known for. So there's going to be a positive new beginning having to do maybe with your career or how you're seen in public in the next 28 days. So that's all I have for the individual signs. I'm going to go to the card reading, which I have not done publicly in ages. I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I hope all of you are feeling a sense of relief, because I certainly am after this pretty intense eclipse season. I'd love to hear what you guys have been going through. You can email me, you can send me a comment. But I've been speaking to, doing readings, speaking to people, and yeah, a lot of people. It really tested a lot of people's endurance and faith. So I'm very much welcoming of this wind of change that this new moon is going to bring. I got two cards flying out. Ooh, interesting. I got the Hangman to begin with. This is like a card that's symbolic of being in limbo. So being kind of hanging in between worlds and sacrificing yourself. You can see the Hangman here has got his hair is shaved off, and he's sacrificed his physicality for spirituality. You can see the light coming from the Ankh symbol here. So it's a card that's about dissolving the ego for spiritual purposes, and it's also about kind of being stuck in the material realm as a result. You can see the snake at the bottom here. Although he's got shaved head, there's like a snake here. That's symbolic of spiritual transformation. But there's the brightness at the top of the card is like, it's not just like being stuck and suffering for no reason. It's like being, it's like, I feel this card is symbolic of what we've been through, that we've been through this sense of feeling stuck, or the sense of feeling challenged between the old and the new. But it's not in vain. We have gone through this to bring us towards the light, to bring us towards our ideal, and to bring us towards the future that we really want. The second card I got here is the Moon, and this card it can be a little bit of a spooky one. I'm kind of surprised by these cards actually, because I had a different feeling for this new moon before picking these cards. This is an initiation, but because I know the astrology, I'm going to read this card a little bit differently than its traditional, in its traditional sense. So the moon here, well, it's the new moon. Obviously, this is the new moon, and we're in the darkness of the new moon right now. We are in the precipice, an initiation towards the light. We are entering the darker part of the year. It's the darkest. We're entering the darkest part of the year. And in that darkness, we need to carry, you can see the scarab with the sun there. We need to carry our own light. So this new moon is going to kindle that light within us that we're going to hold as like a torch throughout the dark months. So, you can see the scarab holding the light here, about to be initiated through this kind of like birth canal type of area. Like these two lighthouses, once again, very Sagittarius, holding the light. And these two jackals for protection. I feel this new moon is going to give us a sense of optimism that's going to bring us through the dark months that we are about to enter. Not dark, meaning it's going to be literally, the days are going to be short. There, of course, there are going to be challenges amongst us. There always is. It's life. We don't live in paradise, but we are going to have the light kindled in us that we're going to be able to hold like a torch as we go through this precipice of change, of this initiation through this portal. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, please donate to my channel. If you want to book a reading with me, please email me. And I'm wishing you all a very blessed new moon in Sagittarius, and I'll be speaking to you during the next full moon in about 2 weeks' time. Have a lovely evening, and I'll be speaking to you soon. Bye.